Hi there, I'm Alice Antoinette, and today we're going to talk about how to start traveling as a freelance model. If you don't know who I am, I'm a traveling freelance model that's been at it for a very long time, and I'd like to share my experiences now with you. As an established model, I often get asked how I started out and how I became confident enough to travel for work. You'd be surprised to find out that when I first started out, I wasn't really well known for the first few years of my career. I started out small and then I branched out. So I first started out by booking photo shoots in my hometown because the idea of traveling far away was really intimidating for me. There was no way I was confident in navigating my surroundings, like being in the airport or navigating the bus system or city streets even. Only with time and practice did I ever get good at traveling. This is not something that I just started doing really well right away. I started out by booking small gigs on weekends during college. Usually these would be located at small studios or even hotel rooms that were nearby, and I would always let a friend know before my photo shoot where I was going to be and when I was going to be done. Once I decided to start taking modeling full-time after I graduated college and I tried working a normal job, and I thought, well, I could give it a try. The worst that can happen is I just go back to my normal day job. And so I began to branch out little by little. I started out by working for workshops that were located in nearby cities, and then eventually I traveled out to the largest city nearby, which for me was New York City. And the only reason I left my hometown and started branching out was because the photographers that I had networked with up to that point were 100% background checked. The photographers that I background checked had references that spoke very highly of them, and they had model photography portfolios that were legitimate, meaning that the portfolios did in fact belong to the photographer, because sometimes I've known people to steal images and to pretend they're photographers. So it's always really important when you're traveling and you're working with photographers for the first time that you're able to reference check them by talking to other models, and because you're talking to other models that are in their portfolio directly, you can then ask about the photo shoots that are in the portfolio. That way the model will say, oh yeah, I did do a photo shoot with him, or no, those pictures are some other photographer's pictures of me and those are not this guy's. So by talking to the models who are tagged in the portfolio photos, it verifies if the photos are stolen or not, because the models will tell you if the photographer took that photo or not. I also always kept a tracker on me, and I would let photographers know when I arrived that if I was not in contact by my friend by a certain time, that the police would automatically be called, and then to just let me know if they needed to extend their time for the photo shoot, so then I could let my designated safety friend know this. Once I built up my confidence and reputation in the industry, I eventually felt comfortable enough to visit new cities, ones that were even further away. I eventually even became friends with model photography event coordinators, those that were more on the national scale and international scale. So I ended up traveling all over with many different model photography events for quite a few years. Because I always had a tracker on me, and because I let my friends know where I was going to be and when I was going to leave, even when I traveled all around the globe, and because I background checked each and every photographer, I felt like I was 100% guaranteed safe almost always. And for me, the rewards outweighed the risks. For those models looking to expand and become more confident with traveling, I can't recommend enough for you to follow a similar format where you start small and you grow bigger as you become more confident in your abilities to travel. Traveling is also not for everybody. Some people like to travel solo, and some people will only travel if they're in a group, or they only travel with friends and family. You can model at the local level, but just know that you're only going to get local level work, or work that may come into town on rare occasion. However, if you live in a larger city such as Los Angeles, New York, or Miami, then you could still make a full-time career of modeling versus if you were from a small town like me. In order to stay safe as a traveling freelance model, it is imperative that you only work with photographers that you can background check and verify 100% that they care about their reputation and that they already have a reputation in high standing, and only move forward if you feel 100% confident that you can call for backup if needed. Remember, traveling takes practice, and there's nothing wrong with moving cautiously and slowly as you start, because with time and practice, you will eventually be able to navigate even the craziest traveling situations. Traveling isn't so daunting as long as you just take your time and familiarize yourself with the process before moving too quickly. I'm Alice Antoinette, and if you'd like to learn more from me, feel free to check out my courses linked in the description down below, and feel free to check out all the other projects I have going on too. I also coordinate model photography events, I sell those courses, and I still actively model. I hope this video helped calm your nerves about traveling, and if you're on the fence about traveling, I highly recommend that you give it a try because it sure is a lot of fun, and traveling helped add to my personal development in ways that my hometown never could. Thanks again for tuning into today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now!